Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Out from the crowd, come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
Yeah, you, right? Are you ready to do this thing? Corey Johnson back at you. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X at the controls. Yeah. Let's get this thing going. On a Thursday afternoon already. Can you believe it? 766-9480. 766-9480. That's Mr. Drew Brees, of course. Got a lot coming your way. Father's Day is Sunday. Can you believe that? Hey, ladies, you can go get some goodies at the Woodhouse Day Spa and tighten up dad at the same time. I may not be a father, but I'm a man, by golly. Can you say I'm a man and then say by golly after it? And that sort of proves maybe you're not a man. Because you can't say man and by golly in the same sentence if you're actually a man. Anyway, I am a man, and I like a massage, a deep tissue massage at the Woodhouse Day Spa. The only mistake I made getting one last time, I did 50 minutes instead of 80. That was a mistake. Woodhouse Day Spa, 5 area locations. Ladies, you know where they're at. Mid-City, New Orleans, right there on Canal Street at Carrollton. They're in Metairie, right near North Kenner, Transcontinental, West Esplanade by that Roberts. They're on the North Shore with 2 locations. Mandeville, not far from Treyen, not far from Gallagher's 527. Yummy. It's right across the street from the Mandeville City Hall, East Causeway approach. They're in Slidell, right off Gauze, like 90 seconds off the Gauze I-10 exit. And they're in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. The website is woodhousespas.com. I recommend going to one of those 5 locations. Ladies, get him some goodies from that lobby foyer area that he might like, or that you both might like, some candles and things like that. Give them to him when, wink, wink, you're enjoying it too. I saw a commercial today, Mario X, a.k.a. Latinx. The mom and the daughter gave dad one of those flat top grills.
Oh, yeah.
And dad's fired up. And I'm watching the commercial one. Yeah, dad's fired up. And so is mom and the daughter because dad's cooking on the grill for mom and the daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
They're winning big time.
Mm-hmm. Win-win.
I'm going to give the chef a device that helps him make food better for us.
Yep. It's like giving a woman an apron or something.
Oh, it's just fantastic. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. I looked at it. I was like, I don't know who's the bigger winner here, dad or dad's out there sweating. He's grilling. He's busting his rear end. And mom and little Sally are inside enjoying what dad's pulling.
Isn't he supposed to not do that? Like Sunday, I'm going to help cook for my stepdad.
Yeah, no, that's how. Hey, you get a hole in one in golf, you buy the drinks. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean I buy the drinks? I got the hole in one.
It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. Anyway, Woodhouse Day Spa, 5 area locations, woodhousespas.com. Sunday's Father's Day. Ladies, you can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. You can take care of him at the Woodhouse and take care of yourselves at the same time. Get a day of relaxation lined up. Mario Brothers, I'll tell you, we live in a subtropic zone. We get 65 inches of rain roughly every year. Houston, I-10, from Houston to like Jacksonville, that's like the rain corridor of America. That's where most of the rain in the United States hits. Sort of a blessing indirectly. If we didn't have the rain, we'd be like 97 degrees, feels like 105 every day. It would just be a scorcher.
Oh, yeah.
We'd be baked.
That'd be awful.
It'd be crispy out here,
Uh-huh.
And then your water bill would skyrocket because you'd have to be watering the lawn and all that. I mean, I'm not kidding. I mean, it would just be like, it'd be almost like, not like a desert, but that kind of heat, just too intense. These snap up, pop up thunder showers we're getting every afternoon. It keeps us like at like 90, 91, 92, not 97. Anyway, it kind of saves our rear end, this rain.
Necessary evil.
I'm telling you.
Yep.
Very necessary. It is. I mean, I was looking at the weekly forecast for like the next 10 days, and we wake up to around 76, 77 every single morning. Like it doesn't change. And then the high's pretty much like 88, 89, 90 every day. It's sort of like in June, I'll take that all day, every day. You're telling me I'm dealing with the 80s most of the time in June? Seriously. Waking up, it's in the 70s, high 70s, and then the high is 88, 89, 90 every day for the next 10 days. Not 91, not 93, not 94, 88, 89, 90 for the next 10 days. I'll take temperatures in the 80s most of the time in June, all day, every day. Even with this pop-up rain gimmick, I wouldn't cancel my plans outside. And you might have them and call me tomorrow and go, thanks, Corey, we got rained on. You might. But I think, most of the time you're good. Every day there's a little rain forecast. 40%, 45%, 45, 45, 40, 45, 35. That's like the next 7 days. Every day rains forecast. Some days it's going to rain. Some days it's not going to rain. I don't think any of these days it's going to rain like all day long. And if it does rain, you get a little pop up and it's gone. I would not cancel plans. People that like hunt and fish, play tennis or golf, do landscaping, do outdoor activity, have a walk outside, whatever, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's not like I'm, complaining about the meteorologists or the weather people. They're doing their job. It's just, we live in New Orleans and Louisiana, and we get little pop-up showers, and then they're gone, and you can resume your activity, and it'll be high and dry for 3, 4, 5 hours straight after that, or no rain at all. All right, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, you claim to be a lover of sports.
Mm-hmm.
Did you at least check out some of the diabolical conditions at Oakmont and the U.S. Open?
A little bit. It seemed not that diabolical based on what we're talking about, right?
I don't know. There's only about 10% of the field under par.
Oh, really? I was mostly looking.
The low score is 4 under, and this guy chipped in on one hole for birdie, canned like a 15-footer, like a 10-footer. Like tomorrow, I'm telling you, he won't make the 10-footer and the 15-footer, and he won't be chipping in anywhere off the green.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just saying it goes both ways.
Yeah. He
got a hot putter going, and that's how golf works. But tomorrow the putter won't be hot. He'll probably shoot over par tomorrow. This JJ Stroud, I think, is the leader right now at 4 under.
Gotcha.
But 4 under is like Mario Brothers. I'll bet you this right now. He's the leader at 4 under. I'll wager you that on Sunday the winner is less than 4 under. Is 3 or 2 or 1.
Okay.
I'll wager you that.
We'll see.
Anyway. No, there's some pretty crazy conditions. I was a little wrong, Mario Brothers. I said there'll be a lost ball. I said that you're going to see a pro putt off the green, which I saw pros chipping off the green, chipping up on the green, and then it going off like we do, like amateurs do. You know, I'm like, wow, I can do that. Duffing it, decelerating and duffing it out of the rough. I was like, wow, I do that all the time.
Yeah. Chipping.
No, I said we're going to see a lost ball maybe for the first time all year on the pro tour, the PGA or majors, a lost ball. I mean, there's TV and fans there. You want to know why I was wrong on that?
Why?
Because at Oakmont, they have people down there with a little white flag, like the little, 1 foot tall little piece of, looks like a coat hanger almost, like a little piece of wire with the little, maybe 4 by 4 inch little flag. They're sticking that in the ground near where the ball is in the rough, which I've never seen that in a golf tournament, where there are volunteers with these little metal flags. And when the ball lands in the rough, they're going over there and sticking a flag by that ball.
Oh, wow.
And I think that is so there will not be a lost ball in that rough. Even with TV, even with fans. Crazy. GQ says there's someone 5 under after 11. An update from GQ in Covington. Thank you, GQ. Through 11. Getting late in the afternoon. Those greens are getting crispy. They're drying out. They're only going to get faster. We'll see where he is in a few holes. That's what's great about the U.S. Open. It's just, it's impossible to go on some absurd tear like you see during the regular PGA, schedule, where someone rips off 4 or 5 birdies in a row. Just it will not happen this entire tournament. No one's ripping off 4 or 5 birdies in a row. Like, impossible.
Yeah, no.
Thursday afternoon. Father's Day is Sunday. I doubt this is going to happen to you, but somebody listening or watching, unfortunately, it's going to happen to you. On Sunday, Father's Day, your air conditioning might go out. I don't believe in jinxes. It's just percentages. Somebody listening or watching, they're going to have air conditioning needs on Father's Day Sunday. Total maintenance is there. Like I always say, weekday, weekend, holidays, overnight, total maintenance is there. If you have air conditioning needs in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, anytime, including this Sunday, Father's Day, a holiday, total maintenance is there. You need AC help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge? Think Total Maintenance. TM-AC.com. If you need air conditioning help anytime in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance. TM-AC.com. Fair and Honest Lucas and the boys at Total Maintenance. Yeah, you right. A Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, 88 in June, 88 degrees. 88 is great. I'll take that every day in June.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint ain't paint. To get the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Not an FM disc jockey, not a former politician, Corey Johnson.
You're not the DJ, you're a raconteur, you're a storyteller, you're a griot.
It's true. Almost a former politician. Well, I shouldn't say almost. I think I came in 5th place or 6th place out of 13 people for council at large about 15 years ago, longer than that, like 17 years ago, nearly 20 years ago, 07, 08, I believe. I actually thought I could win that race. Anyway, no, it was an interesting race. It was a bunch of no-name politicians with Cynthia Willard Lewis, Jackie Clarkson, Diana Bajwa, who else? Another known politician. And then there was, I forgot the attorney's name, some woman, Bruno or Bro or something. I forget her name. She had a lot of money. That was like the candidate, like the new New Orleans was looking for. And I actually kind of messed up her chance, actually. She came in like 3rd, and I took away probably votes she would have received. I'm not kidding you. And she would have come in 2nd. But she would have been in a runoff with Cynthia Willard Lewis and would have lost.
Man.
So she wouldn't have won.
You cannibalized each other.
No, but I got the runoff with Jackie Clarkson and Cynthia Willard Lewis with Jackie Clarkson, which she won. So by me in that race, you get Jackie Clarkson on the council instead of Cynthia Willard Lewis. Now, I think basically they're kind of similar. They're both sort of just politicians, but I think Jackie Clarkson was a little more engaged, a little more, realized she represented the West Bank, but New Orleans was the thing that was important. I think Cynthia Will Lewis was like, I represent New Orleans East, and I'm not too concerned about anything else, and really wasn't doing much for New Orleans East. Cynthia Will Lewis, very nice lady. I remember when I came in 6th or 5th or whatever, they both called me and wanted me to endorse them because I think, they got Cynthia Will Lewis got like 18,000 votes. Jackie Clarkson got like 16,000, and I got like 4,500. So they wanted some of those votes. And no, I told Jackie no. I said, I'm not endorsing anyone. And then Cynthia Will Lewis just said, I want to meet. You want to meet? And I said, sure. And we met at a coffee shop, her and her brother, who's a really nice guy. And yeah, I was like, no, I'm not endorsing anyone. I think, they were kind of bummed out, but I was just like, I was running. I'm endorsing myself. I didn't make it. It's over with,
Exactly.
Anyway, those were the days. No, you do sometimes in life, you do things where you're in denial. Yeah, I kind of had the Skip Bertman approach to it. You know, what's that quote he's got? Like, anything that you can imagine that you put 110% in and focus on and do all the things necessary for it to happen. You know, it's got to happen. I forget what the quote is. You can pull it up. It's a lot more elegant and applicable, and the points are a lot more, direct.
He was out there at the game the other day.
I saw that. Yeah, good for Skip. Yeah, I don't know what you'd look up on Google, like Skip Bertman.
100% quote or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like something like Skip Bertman, reaching your goals quote. It has to happen.
First thing AI says, if you could vividly imagine, ardently desire,
that's it.
Sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon a goal, it will come to pass.
Yeah, slow down and say it again.
If you can vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon a goal, it will come to pass.
Yeah, I think that is very true most of the time. Now, what's the first line?
Vividly imagine.
I vividly imagine being a councilman at large, no doubt. I wasn't like intimidated or I'll get in there and not know what to do. The opposite. I'll be very proactive and know exactly what to do.
Yep.
Have an agenda for the people and get rid of all the crap and the fat, and it's for the people, not for the politicians. I mean, right away, I'll tell you, you get a Suburban, you get a cell phone, and you get a cop to drive you around in the Suburban. I would tell the cop to go to like the worst neighborhood and work that beat during the worst hours, stay in that corner. I would give the Suburban to some entity in the city that actually needed it, or just, not get it at all. And I have my own cell phone. I don't need the city cell phone. So that tells you, repeat one again.
If you can vividly imagine.
Yeah, I can vividly imagine it and not, and changing the city for the better. So what was number 2, the second line?
That's step 1, ardently desire.
Yes. I was like, passionate about the city, passionate about change. Otherwise, I would not have run. I was very much trying to be a councilman at large to make a major difference.
Nice. I love learning new vocabulary. I didn't know ardently. Sincerely believe.
Yes. Are you kidding me? I was very focused, saw the challenge, the goal, was proactively debating, proactive with radio, TV commercials, signage all over the city. Yes.
And the last one's enthusiastically act upon a goal.
Oh, my God. We were enthusiastic as hell. My friend had an RV. We wrapped it. My head was like 10 feet tall on the side of it, driving around town. It was funny. I forgot what happened to my car. Someone ran into me. It wasn't my fault, like right before the election. And the rental car I got, they didn't have anything comparable. And they're like, all we have is this big old Suburban, which fit all my signage for the campaign. And like the campaign ended. And like the next day, they're like, your car is ready. I was like, what a fluke. I had the Suburban, so no, we were focused, everything falling into place. But no, all those things are true unless you're just a little naive and, I was saying all those things, but trying to flap my wings and fly a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a bird.
Exactly.
I had unrealistic expectations of New Orleans. I'm not blaming any. I did my part in it, but people aren't going to let go of the old. And Cynthia Willard Lewis and Jackie Clarkson, they're going to get votes. You have to be like punched in the face to change. Literally. They had an election. It was Aaron Broussard for parish president, post Katrina, and Alan Leone, just a nobody guy. Good guy. I'm not saying a nobody. He's a good man, but he's a nobody politically. Aaron Broussard won that election like 51% to 49%. Alan Leone raised like $6,000, like nothing. But he got 49% of the vote. And it literally went down to this. Everybody on the West Bank that was high and dry from Katrina voted for Aaron Broussard. Everybody on the East Bank that got flooded voted for Alan Leone. Like you had to take in water and you have to be mad at government to vote against government. Like literally your house has to flood. You have to get a tooth knocked out of your mouth. And Alan Leone almost upset Aaron Broussard in that race when he had, if it was a normal race, it would have been 82% for Broussard, 18% for Leone. No, and there are too many examples of the opposite. I mentioned the story, and it falls on all racial lines, all Democrat, Republican, all of that. When I was running for that office, I was buying radio time. And I went to one of the clusters so I could buy like 4 or 5 stations at once. And the lady that ran sales that I knew and was very successful, made a lot of money, smart, proactive, a go-getter, up early in the morning, there late night, always working, motivated, and wasn't wasting time. Worked smart, was smart, all of that. No, so I went to her and I bought some radio time. And she's a black lady. And I said, where do you live? You live in New Orleans? She said, yeah. And I said, where? She said, New Orleans East. This is after Katrina, like 07, 08. I'm running for office. And I was like, who are you voting for? She's like, well, I don't really know yet. I'm like, you know. And I'm like, messing with her. I'm like, you know. Like, I just wrote a check for you for $6,000, whatever it was. She's like, yeah, I'm voting for Cynthia Will Lewis. I'm like, wow, really? Yeah. I'm like, well, what has she done for you? Name me 3 things. And she just laughed because she couldn't name anything. And then, and I wasn't a jerk about it. It's just how people are. I mean, it's nothing wrong with this lady. This lady's smart. And I ended the conversation with, where do you live in the East? She goes, oh, no, we live in Laplace now. I said, oh, you live in Laplace? She goes, yes, since Katrina. I go, when are you going back to the East? She goes, oh, we're not going back to the East. Laplace is so much better. The East is so dysfunctional and no leadership and all that. I'm like, wow. And you're voting for the incumbent, Cynthia Willard Lewis. So, people roll their eyes. In Jefferson Parish, even. They might say something like, yeah, that's why the East is like it is. Might even get ugly and racial about it and say like, oh, that's a black thing or something, And then I think about the person that loves Harry Lee. Love Harry Lee. Harry Lee's the man. Harry Lee was the greatest. And I'm just stating a fact. You can look it up. I mean, it's indisputable. It's a fact. Every day, every week, every month, every year, every decade, Harry Lee was sheriff, crime went up in Jefferson Parish. It only went up under Harry Lee's watch. And these folks are like, man, I love Harry Lee. He's the greatest, whatever, ignoring what I'm saying. And then like ending the conversation with the lady about radio time with, where I was like, where do you live in the East? I'm like, where do you live in Jefferson? Oh, we don't live in Jefferson. We live on the North Shore now. Jefferson just had too much crime. Wow, but Harry Lee's effective and you love Harry Lee, yet you move to the North Shore, yet you still love Harry Lee. And it only can be one or the other, You can't be voting for Cynthia Willard Lewis if you left the East because of lack of leadership and it's dysfunctional. And you can't say Harry Lee's a great crime fighter and you love Harry Lee and you move to the North Shore because of crime in Jefferson Parish. So I get it from black, white, Republican, Democrat all the time. No, just crazy. Crazy. No, bitch. And these people aren't stupid. They just set ways, New Orleans, Louisiana voting mentality, kind of scared to change, don't want to do any research. Oh, it's just another election. It's another bunch of losers. I'm going to vote for this loser. Just sort of that mentality. Instead of like, who's the change agent? Who's the difference maker? That type of thing. No, it's just... So, yeah, I was a little naive, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. I thought I could win, and then I was going to go in there, probably just one term it, and just do a lot of dramatic change and explain as, a, quote, leader, a council person, why the change is necessary, and if it's painful or not, and how it's going to benefit us. And I think people would be like, boy, this guy... His agenda is just people and the betterment of New Orleans. I never see anything that's Republican or Democrat or liberal or conservative or black or white or gay or straight. This dude's just out for righteousness. That's what I was thinking. So all of it may be a little naive. Corey Johnson with you. Hey, Bradley Schneller's up next. StackedCoaching.com. Check out the website right now. StackedCoaching.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint. Supply.
Here's New Orleans native son, Corey Johnson.
Native son, great New Orleanian. No, that's me.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
New Orleans native son. No, that's me. That's me, lady. I wouldn't have taken the Suburban or the cell phone or the policeman to drive me around in the Suburban if I was a council person. And I definitely would not have been traveling to Ottawa a few weeks ago. And then I wouldn't be traveling to Nice, France. And now it's Tampa. It's another mayor's conference. Now, I don't know, but I would think, seriously, every weekend in the United States of America, in some city or municipality, there is a mayor's conference, I would think. So you could pretty much travel 52 weeks a year, I think, if you're a mayor, and go to a mayor's conference. Anyway, the mayor in like the last month, Ottawa, Canada, Nice, France, and now she's heading over to Tampa, Florida, across the Gulf for a mayor's conference. Someone said it best. I had a buddy, and a friend basically exploited him, and he had to give him like $5,000 or something, you know. And he goes, "That's like the best $5,000 I ever spent. I never have to deal with him again." You know, it's like, these taxpayer dollars for these trips, best money we spend. The mayor's not here. Can't mess anything up when you're not here. You know, Mayor's here. She could mess something up, you know? So you got to kind of find the silver lining on it. Hey, it's a little after 4:30 on a Thursday. Yeah, you right. StackedCoaching.com is the website. StackedCoaching.com. Nutrition, fitness, Stacked Gym over there on River Road at Arnold, right past Oxnard. Bradley Schneller is the owner, operator, comes up with the game plan every day for all these workouts. He joins us live on the program again. How you doing, Bradley?
I'm doing great, Corey. Getting ready to watch some LSU Tigers play in Omaha. I'm super pumped. Let's go.
Yeah, no doubt, man. U.S. Open golf, watch the pros struggle, which is always fun. Watching them hack it around like we do. Yeah, LSU baseball, man. I know a lot of Tiger fans are fired up. You know what bums me out, Bradley, is Arkansas beats Tennessee to get there, like SEC knocking out an SEC, and then it's LSU Arkansas. I mean, LSU and Arkansas have played 3 times this year. It's just sort of ridiculous. Like, reseed them, it's SEC knocking out SEC. I don't like that.
I'm with you there.
But anyway, yeah, go Tigers. Hey, you ready to jump into this?
Let's go.
Hey, if you work out, a pretty good amount, you're pretty good at going to the gym and working out, staying fit. If your diet's pretty good, you're kind of watching what you eat. You're not like weighing stuff and eating, chicken breast every day and salmon for dinner every night and brown rice, but your diet's pretty good. How do you knock off like the final few pounds of fat? And for men, I guess it's mostly around the belly and like lower back, maybe some like man boob action going on or something like that, Bradley. And then coupled with, you're probably already at like the lowest weight you want to be at because you are pretty fit and you are eating right. How do you lose the fat and gain the muscle and not lose any more weight?
Yeah. So the first way would be to hop in a time machine with your habits you have now and go back 20 years.
Yeah. I hear you.
So, like, age is a factor, right? Like, obviously, okay? And as we get older, it gets harder, right? So for those of you who aren't watching on television right now or haven't seen Corey in the past year, if you look at Corey, and Corey will never admit this because he's tough on himself, but if you looked at Corey, you'd be like, Corey looks pretty fit. And he does, right? And so you can go to the gym, you can work hard, you can have a generally healthy diet, and walk around and look good with clothes on and look like a average fit person with their shirt off, okay? Now, you say like, hey, lose that last 10 pounds of fat. Which to me, when I hear that, and we could have a different opinion on what that is, to me, that's like, I want visible abs, or I want visible muscle definition in my chest and parts of my upper torso, right? Okay. Is that what you mean, or do you mean something different?
No, I think I'm just, generally speaking for me or anyone, just where you kind of get fit and you just you still seem to have a little blubber in your stomach and you just want that gone. What that would turn into, I guess would be more of a 6-pack type thing because you're losing the blubber that's still around your stomach area and sides, the love handles.
So I always say, like what you want requires different inputs, like different outcomes require different inputs. Okay. And the longer you get into your journey, okay, or let's say, for example, a 6-pack. We're just going to call this getting a 6-pack, right? Because those last 10 pounds kind of equal that, especially in a man. And let's maybe take away that language and say visible abs or visible muscle definition in your torso, stomach, chest area, okay? What it takes to get that requires even more work than you've ever done, and it mostly requires nutrition work, okay? Now, once you are, if I had to look at Corey and guess, I would probably say his body fat percentage is somewhere around 17, 18%, which if you looked on an organizational chart for middle-aged men, he is going to be in the upper 10 percentile of the world.
I think that gimmick
Okay.
I think that thing we did at your place on that machine, I was 14, I think.
14, right. Okay. So even more. So let's say Corey's now in the top 5% of the world when it comes to body fat percent. We'll say in America, okay? Top 5% of Americans, middle-aged men, 14% body fat, which if you're in the top 5% of anything, that's pretty amazing, right? Now, to lose those last 10 pounds means you're now going from 14% body fat to single-digit body fat.
Wow.
Okay? If you want to take those last 10 pounds off and see visible abs, visible muscles in your stomach, chest area, okay? In order to do that requires precision and accuracy that you've never done before. Weighing and tracking your food, and by I mean weighing and tracking your food, I mean literally weighing every single thing that you put into your mouth that has calories in it, tracking it, and knowing the exact amount of calories that you're inputting in a day to find out the exact amount of calories that you're outputting in a day and find what needs to accomplish to lose those last 10 pounds. Because as you get leaner, as your body fat percentage goes down, it is actually harder to lose more weight.
Bradley, all I can say is I didn't think I would be coming as often as I do to the gym like I do and for this long of a period of time. So never say never. But if there comes a time where I'm like, man, I never thought I'd be weighing my food, Bradley, but now I'm weighing my food. All right, that's going to be a miraculous period of time. We're going to have to celebrate.
Yeah, well,
I don't see that happen.
I'm a heavy advocate of weighing your food. Okay, I don't think everyone needs to do it all the time, and there are probably certain people in this world that shouldn't do it. If you have an eating disorder,
yeah, I got an eating disorder. I eat out all the time. I don't know how I would weigh all the food.
Right. If you have a serious diagnosed eating disorder, or someone thinks you might have an eating disorder, which I think you need to go get diagnosed if you think you might have one and seek help. Okay. And real help. If you have an eating disorder, you should not be going to a nutritionist. You should be going to a therapist and a doctor. Okay. I want to say that right off the bat. Okay. Now, a lot of people have disordered eating. You have eating disorders and then disordered eating. Most people, okay, from 18 to 60 have disordered eating in America. All right, we were shaped by bad habits growing up. We have these idiosyncrasies when it comes to eating that affect the way we operate, right? Whether it's rules we create or I'll eat this, I don't eat that, or you play tricks in your mind around eating, that's all disordered eating, okay? Those people can weigh and track their food. And the reason I say most people should weigh and track their food is you can never quite understand nutrition until you actually see the exact calories on your plate from even hitting the learning curve. Because you can start weighing your food and tracking it, but it requires a level of education, all right, in order to, and oversight, right, to do it accurately, because there's 1,000 incorrect entries in most tracking apps. And so you need someone to oversight and say that's a bad entry because those calories don't really make sense. Okay. Because if you're off, if we're trying to go from 14% body fat to 9% body fat and you're off by 50 to 80 calories on every meal, you're going to have a hard time getting there because you need to be 95% accurate in order to accomplish that.
It's knowing what? Protein, fat, and carbs?
Yeah. So all calories are made up by protein, fats, and carbohydrates. You could say that alcohol is the fourth macronutrient. But for the most part, if you're trying to go from 14 to, 9% body fat or 10% body fat, you would really want to limit your alcohol as much as possible because it creates a lot of water retention. And you're going to have a tough time seeing it if you're constantly bloated, right?
That's a whole other topic, bloated.
That's a whole other topic. But when it comes to weighing and tracking your food, it's, how many proteins you're eating a day, how many carbohydrates, how many fats are you eating, and find the right combination that does two things. A, works for you, that you can actually eat that way and sustain it, okay? And B, is going to get you results, which is different for everyone.
Hey, let's discuss bloated next week, huh? That is a great topic. Jeez and Pete's. You never seem to be bloated, Bradley. I don't know. You know what to eat and what not.
I'm actually bloated. I'm bloated quite often, and I know what bloats me, what doesn't bloat me. I can almost predict it now.
That's good. I need to figure it out. Bradley Schneller, it's stackedcoaching.com. Check out the website, join the gym, free consultation. Go online, ask questions. He's got answers. Stackedcoaching.com. Bradley, see you next week.
Thanks, man.
That's Bradley Schneller, stackedcoaching.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint ain't paint. To get the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Hey, Marigny, Bywater, Treme, French Quarter, CBD, Warehouse District, Garden District, Irish Channel. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. For some folks, Thursday's like pre-weekend night. And Sunday's like post-weekend night. There's some New Orleanians I like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. drive around New Orleans like on a Sunday night. I don't know if you've ever gone like out to dinner or something. You're maybe out late, and on Sunday night, out late's like 8:45, 9:30. Most of us have work the next day. I'll drive by like a bar at 9:30 on like a Sunday night. There is a big barbecue put out there or a food truck. There are people just partying. I'm like, Sunday night, almost 10 p.m. Well, what's going on, people? Tonight, Thursday night, go check out the bar scene in and around New Orleans. People are partying. This is like the pre-weekend night, Thursday night. Hey, it is a Thursday, a little before 5 p.m. We like tossing this guy a bone. Get the pun? Jeff Dorson joins us from the Humane Society of Louisiana. You can check them out on Facebook at Humane Society of Louisiana. They do a great job on Facebook, posting lots of photos, a little paragraph or two underneath the photo telling you exactly what's going on. I promise you this. If you go to the Humane Society of Louisiana on Facebook, you'll immediately go to their website, humanela.org, humanela.org, and you'll donate. You'll donate because Jeff and his crew, all they do every day, 7 days a week, 24/7, 365 is save animals around the metro New Orleans area, around the state. They're busy doing it right now. Jeff Dorson joins us live on the program. What's happening, man?
Hey, thanks for that nice, positive introduction yet again. You and I have been talking it up for 25 plus years, and I'm always grateful. Your enthusiasm, your support, your Humane May brings a lot of attention to our group and what we're trying to accomplish, which is simply being nice to animals, going out of our way to make sure they're okay, enforce the laws when necessary, help police and sheriff do their job, give them direction, guidance, and resources, because some of these guys are, up north in Louisiana, they don't have any shelters or personnel or equipment. So it's kind of up to us to help them along the way.
Hey, Jeff, I'm not a big fan of that show Hoarders on TV. I'll occasionally land on it. All of a sudden, I'm watching it for 3 or 4 minutes. I get suckered into like just the trauma of it. And then I'm like, that's what this is. It's supposed to make you feel better about yourself and you're not this person. And, it's sad, and I know they're trying to say it could help people or whatever. I don't like it. That's just my opinion. Anyway, hoarding situations are depressing. There is something like there's a mental illness. I mean, the people can be totally normal. They walk out their door to go to work. Everything they do is normal. Back inside the house, it's a hoarding type situation. Some are worse than others. Some are just, poor folks that have mental issues. Tell us about, I guess, Bienville Parish, a hoarder yesterday. I see dogs tied up in the house. I see dogs in kennels in the house. I see piles of dog food, half ripped open all over the house. I just see deplorable conditions.
Well, that's exactly, and it's been going on for quite a while. She passed herself off, her first name is Dorsey, as a rescuer. But what happened is she wouldn't let anybody in her house, and it was a complete disaster. It became a hoarding situation of 30 dogs in the house, many of them using the bathroom inside her house with 3 kids present, a total nightmare. So what happened was she was arrested. She's still incarcerated, charged with 32, maybe more counts of cruelty, and deservedly so. She really mistreated her dogs. Some of them apparently have never been out of their kennels in a long time. So they're going to be rescued tomorrow.
Nice. 32 dogs rescued tomorrow. And then just from you doing this 35 years and me just talking to you a little bit about it, I'm assuming some of these dogs are going to have some kind of like injury where like a surgery might be required, like a broken leg or something. A bunch of the dogs are probably going to have heartworms, and that's expensive and time consuming to treat. Am I warm?
You're absolutely right. And a lot of them are mangy and underweight. And yeah, like you said, heartworm positive. None of them has had much food or exercise or socialization. It's a complete mess. An outside rescue group is coming to our rescue tomorrow, though. They're going to come with their big vans and take them all away and triage and treat them in a different state. I don't have all the details, but they've been vetted and approved So we're grateful for outsiders who can come and help clean up some of our messes.
What do you guys need over at the Humane Society of Louisiana to help get this done, Jeff?
Well, luckily, they're going to absorb a lot of the costs, but it doesn't mean we have others to deal with. We're always looking for more support. We just took in 15 to 18 puppies from St. Helena. Again, they don't have animal control like a couple dozen of our parishes don't. So when people can't afford spay or neuter, they let their animals breed, and all of a sudden now, instead of 2 dogs, there are 14, 12 puppies, and a bunch of cats giving birth. So get involved, make a donation, monthly donate your vehicle. Everything can be put to good use.
What's the story of this lady with the dogs and deplorable conditions, and the dogs have puppies and she beats the puppies with the broomstick? What's this story?
Well, that's ongoing. Apparently, people recorded pet owners doing a terrible job of taking care of their pets in New Orleans. They've alerted the SPCA and other authorities, and they feel the reports aren't going fast enough, not taken seriously enough. We reached out to the SPCA saying, hey, can you review this information? It looks very accurate and supported with documents, so I think they're going to take it more seriously. This is a tough situation where most of those in the industry don't have enough, manpower, resources. It's not an excuse. It's just this is kind of crushing the amount of work that needs to be done to help all these wonderful animals.
No, and it's Louisiana, New Orleans, we're not very good at it. I mean, you mentioned a few dozen parishes that don't have shelters. I think it's like half. 64 parishes, I think like 30 plus don't have any type of animal shelter at all. And some that do, we've talked about it. It's like the back end of town by like the sewer plant. It's a chain link fence with some 2x4s holding a blue tarp over the top of it.
Exactly right. You paint an accurate picture. So lots to do. It's kind of endless, but we're willing to pace ourselves. I'm going to put in another 10 years and see what we can do about it on a state level. More funding from the state,
nice.
More shelters, more animal control personnel,
nice,
and it will make a huge difference. So I'm still positive right in the middle of all the challenges.
Hey, someone had something to say to you.
That must be Blue Boy.
Yeah. He's saying, thanks for everything you do to save my pals, Jeff.
Yep. We'll do it again next week, Corey.
All right, Jeff. Thanks, man.
For having me.
HumaneLA.org. That's Blue Boy barking up a storm saying, yeah, Jeff, thanks for saving my pals. HumaneLA.org. You can do your part and donate.
Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
Helm Paint. Paint supply.
That, of course, is number 9. That's Drew Brees. I don't know if you folks know that or not, but each and every afternoon, a little after 5, he comes down here live and does that.
Yep.
We pay him for that.
I saw him.
We pay him. He just comes in and out quickly. I was in Lowe's, over the loudspeaker. Hey, you need some lumber? I'm Drew Brees. I'm like, wow. Brees is in Lowe's. I think Brees, there are 38 things he endorses. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, 38.
Yes.
He makes tens of millions of dollars doing that. And, tens of millions of dollars annually in these investments like small sliders, walk-ons, untuck it, all these things, Yes. Drew Brees is a machine when it comes to making cashola.
Yes, he is.
Anyway. No, he actually didn't come down here live. That was recorded. Just letting you know. They might as well have recorded the old Drew Brees segment down the dial on radio. Boy, was that a waste of time, huh? Hey, Drew, do you like a 3-inch sweatband or 2-inch on your left wrist? It's just never learned anything. No insight, no tough questions. Just waste of time. Who even listened to stuff like that?
Producers that had to run it. That's pretty much it.
Oh boy! And come on, everybody loves Drew Brees.
Oh yeah.
I
mean, you could do that when you play well.
But you listen a few times of that, and you're like, you don't want to hear the, just nothing talk, nothing said, just sort of blather. It's 2025 now, especially. I don't care who you are, how beloved you are. You better have some kind of impact, you know. That's why Drew Brees wasn't really good his first try with football, post-football, doing like play-by-play or color.
Mm-hmm.
Because color is a lot of ad-libbing and spontaneous reaction. And Drew Brees is a very structured, scripted person. You know, he goes through all those reps before a game because he wants the game going the way he has it planned. And he's a winner. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what he does, this guy, but color analysts, you want someone who's colorful and ad-libs and shoots from the hip. You know, that's why Charles Barkley is so successful on TNT. He's the exact opposite of Drew Brees. There's no structure. There's no script. There's no like, you know, this is what I want to be portrayed as. It's just, he just goes out there and throws it all out there and people love it. It's natural. It's organic. It's real. I mean, Brees may learn to do that, but coming out of football, for sure, it was this, you know, tunnel vision structured world he lived in. No, that's why he's a winner and he's a champion.
Yes. I miss him.
Yep. Oh, no. So, you know, I said this to my buddy just like years ago when he still had years left playing. I'm like, have you ever seen Drew Brees ever, like miss the basic passes, like a pass out in the flat to the running back coming out of the backfield, or, you know, just the wide receiver dropping back and just a pass out, you know, to the sideline, just a pitch to the running. Have you ever seen Brees mess that up? And I don't care who the quarterback is outside of like maybe a handful in NFL history. Somebody is going to overthrow, underthrow, throw it in the ground, throw a pick six, something. Brees just never screwed up the vanilla basic stuff ever.
Yeah, that's why he's that's why he's disrespecting the GOAT conversation, I think, or like all-time quarterback conversation, because he was more like death by 1,000 cuts. He wasn't a quarterback that would kill you in one fell swoop. But like you said, all those routine throws that he made look easy are not easy.
No,
and look no further than the last 4 years with the Saints.
Well, it's not that they're not easy. It's that every now and then, any quarterback anywhere will mess that up. His ball slips out of his hand, just something crazy happened. Brees never messed those up. Never, ever. It just, and then all the other stuff he did was, you know, scan the field, read the defense as quickly as anyone in NFL history. You can't say, no, so-and-so, you know, assimilated, saw what was going on, broke it down quicker. Name a quarterback that broke it down, knew what was going on with the defense, where everybody was, who knew it better than Drew Brees. I mean, their quarterback's obviously is good, but I don't think you can say there's anyone better than that.
No,
you know?
Not at that quality. I mean, Peyton Manning and others, but yeah, he's amongst the greats.
Now, I will tell you this. I think Drew Brees is one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, like most folks. I wouldn't put him in my top 5.
Okay.
I wouldn't have him in my top 5. And it's sort of hard to argue against the 5 I'd throw out there that you're going to say Brees is better. But I will say this. First off, Brees, I don't think is 6 feet tall. I think Drew Brees is like 5'11" and 7/8.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's like right a hair under 6 feet. You want to call him 6 feet? You know, I used to see in the locker room when I was covering it, like Brees, and I'd see like Michael Vick from Atlanta.
Yeah.
They're about the same size. Literally about 5'11", 6 feet tops, and about 210.
Yeah.
About 210. Not 220, not 225, not, you know, like 205, 210. Tops,
yes.
And 6 feet tops. So per pound, Drew Brees is the single greatest quarterback in NFL history.
Yeah.
Size-wise, 6 feet, 205, 208, best quarterback in NFL history.
I can get behind that take for sure.
See, now here's a problem where, you know, some people might, you're going to have the Brady, you know, Manning, Mahomes. It's hard to, I don't know how you get past those 3.
Yeah.
And then you start throwing in like a Montana or like a Dan Marino for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dan Marino might be my number 1 pick if I had to pick a quarterback.
Really?
He has no Super Bowls. Yeah, just because he was a beast in the pocket. He could make every throw. He could read the defense and know where to put it. He had as strong as arm as anyone in NFL history. He could throw it as far as anyone. He's 6'3", 6'4". I mean, Marino's release was quicker than anyone's in NFL history. Marino to me was elite. Like, who's better than Dan Marino at quarterback in NFL history?
Yeah, I think he's
more successful. Sure, Marino has no Super Bowls.
Yeah,
he has a Super Bowl appearance. He lost to Montana, who's got 4, but Marino was just a badass, I thought.
He's just like Charles Barkley with the NFL version.
Barkley is a badass.
Excellent career. Doesn't have the championship, but people that saw him kind of knew.
Come on. I mean, Barkley was... People don't know what Charles Barkley was that didn't watch.
And he lost in the finals to Jordan, just like he lost in the
Charles Barkley's about 6'5", okay? He's not 6'6", he's not 6'8", he's about 6'5". 6'5", and he can out-rebound anyone on the floor that he's going up against. I don't care if it's a 7-footer. He's got such a big rear end, he just sticks it out, and you're like 2 feet off of him, literally. And he's an athlete. He's a stud. He's a beast.
Yeah.
He's huge, but he can run the floor. He can pass. He can dribble left, right. He can shoot from outside. He can penetrate and dunk. Barkley highlights are out of control, blocking shots like crazy. Vertical leap was insane.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube and pull up Charles Barkley highlights. Your jaw will drop. Charles Barkley's like easily arguable top 10, top dozen players in NBA history.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Barkley's a sicko.
Yeah, I think that's why he's so comfortable. And people get mad at him for critiquing like the current players, but I think he definitely has the right.
I mean, I think the 87 or 88 All-Star team, I think it was Jordan, Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson.
Man.
I was just like, no team anywhere can beat that team.
Yeah,
Magic Johnson and Jordan in the backcourt. Barkley and Bird are your forwards, and Hakeem Olajuwon's your center. That just happened to be the first team All NBA, like 87, 88. You could change out Olajuwon, you could change out whatever. There might be better players you could change out for some of those, but nobody beats that 5.
Yes,
I don't think.
Legends right there.
I don't think. I mean, the outside of Olajuwon, I guess you could replace him at center with someone equal or maybe even a little better. But it's not like Olajuwon's weak at center. He was ridiculous. And I don't know how you do better than Barkley or Bird at forward. I mean, Karl Malone. I mean, there's a bunch of forwards. So I'm just saying, I don't know how you do better.
Yeah.
And how do you do a better backcourt than, Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson? That's just, I don't know.
Yeah, you're not going to beat that.
That was a sicko team.
Yeah, they were good, man.
Yep. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Yeah, you right. It isn't a sports talk program, but sometimes we get off track. And Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, loves sports.
Yes.
Mario Brothers, I forgot who it was. God, who was it that it was, I mean, it wasn't great because it sucks for them, but it was, I think I got the video actually. Let me see if they say who. Yeah, Gary Woodland. Yeah. That's what it was. Gary Woodland, and he literally he's on the side of the green in 2, and he's about 12 feet, 15 feet from the hole. So in any tournament, it is an easy up and down for par. And at worst, he might, I mean, I shouldn't say at worst, he might even chip in for a birdie in a regular tournament, but definitely up and down for par 90% of the time. Woodland duffs it like I would. It went about a foot out of the rough. And then he putted it from the fringe about 8 feet past, and then missed that putt coming back. So he made a double bogey, a 6.
Man.
Yeah, from like on the side of the green in 2, 450 yards in 2 and 15 feet in 4 strokes. That's the U.S. Open. Enjoy it.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com. Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. The vibe of the Crescent City, Corey Johnson.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, sir.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM. Also from Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida on 600 AM and 1560.
I picked up Lebanon's Cafe today for lunch. You can do it right now. They're open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. till 9:30, straight through the day, so they never close. 11 a.m. to 9:30. I like those late hours, too. Shish kebab, lamb chops, all your favorite Middle Eastern sides. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton and Jeanette in Uptown, the Carrollton section of Uptown by the streetcar barn, which means you old Jefferson, old Metairie folks, however long it takes you to get to Causeway and River Road, it's about 4 more minutes to Lebanon's Cafe, like 4 minutes from Causeway and River Road. So, yeah, you old Jefferson, old Metairie folks, Lebanon's Cafe is convenient for you. You're probably just not thinking that. You're like, yeah, Corey's right. It's right down River Road. Cross the tracks, go down Oak Street to Carrollton, hook a left, about 3 blocks down on your left. Big green awning, Lebanon's Cafe. Kaboom goes the dynamite. Although Mario Brothers, is a pretty good guy, he does have one major flaw.
Okay.
He's fathered about 13 children in and around the Metro New Orleans area and is not really, fathering them. He's not a responsible parent at all. He just sort of has abandoned them. So this Sunday doesn't apply to Mario Brothers.
Nope.
But if you have children and you're a responsible parent, you're actually a father, Sunday applies to you, Father's Day. Why are you looking at me smiling, Mario Brothers, like it's some kind of farce, a joke?
I don't know. I'm just happy to not be a father, I guess. At this moment, at least.
What do you mean? All these children begging for your help and you're just ignoring them. It's terrible.
On Father's Day weekend. Terrible, huh?
Yep. Anyway, Father's Day is this Sunday. Don't forget about Dad. Mom, don't forget about Dad. Father's Day is Sunday. By the way, the Woodhouse Day Spa, I know I'm always talking about ladies in the Woodhouse Day Spa. I like the Woodhouse Day Spa. I think a lot of men like the Woodhouse Day Spa. Now, I'm not a pedicure, manicure guy, but they do pedicures and manicures for guys. And I know a lot of men do manicures and pedicures. I don't. I've never had a manicure, pedicure.
I had one pedicure, and it went a lot better than I expected.
No, I heard it's pretty fantastic. I wouldn't be opposed if I'm dating some girl or she lures me into that when I'm telling her no.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
I don't like the wooden thing they use to like scrape your feet. I told them to
I don't know.
stop doing that.
I'd be all into that. I wouldn't mind that one bit.
Get you a petty, man.
But some guys are into that. But and if you've ever had a massage, and I know some guys are just like, it's like having a cat as a pet. They're like, massage, that's crazy. Don't want anybody touching me. It's like, I don't know, man. Someone that is a professional trained massage therapist, like at the Woodhouse, you get a deep tissue massage. I can promise you this. If you could do it like every other day, you would do it every other day. You know, I go to the gym, I get that little foam roller thing, and I'm like rolling my thighs and side of my thighs, the, top of my thighs on that thing, and it is almost painful. But the more you do it, you start working out that lactic acid, you start stretching out the muscle, the less painful it is. But I mean, there's spots I could go right now to you, Mario Brothers, and probably just stick my thumbs behind your back. And you're like, ow, Right now your shoulders don't hurt, do they, or your neck?
No, not really.
And it's not like I'm punching you I'm exposing something that's there.
Yes.
That's hidden, like a tight muscle, all jammed up, you know?
I've been there.
That's what that roller is like, Same thing when you go to the Woodhouse and get a massage. I mean, it is just spreading out that muscle, getting rid of the lactic acid, drink a lot of fluids afterwards because you will release toxins out of your body. No, and it's fantastic. I compare it to like hitting the reset button on your cell phone. They're hitting like the giant reset button on you. You walk out of there and you could go home and go to sleep. You walk out of there and you could go play, sports, go exercise, go to the gym, go play tennis, whatever, run around. You do anything. It's just like reset button. You're like, when do I go back? I told you the only regret I had the last time I went, I did a 50-minute deep tissue massage. I should have done the 80-minute. That would have been perfect. Father's Day Sunday, WoodhouseSpas.com, 5 area locations. WoodhouseSpas.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Boy, a lot going on. They had that New Orleans poll. It's a poll. I mean, I know a lot of folks are skeptical of polls. I never understood that. I mean, if it's some not reputable, entity or an entity with an obvious angle, then yeah, ignore that. But reputable polls are reputable polls. And the reason they're reputable, because the margin of error, they fall in that all the time. They're asking questions that are fair and objective. They're not leading to get, an answer they're looking for. They're trying to give a real view, a real poll. Their reputation's on the line. So about 800 New Orleanians polled. I think it was 4% margin of error. Mayor LaToya Cantrell, do you disapprove or approve of the job rating? 27% approve, which is mind-blowing to me. Like 1 out of 4 Orleans Parish residents approve of the mayor? You think it'd be like 1 out of 8, 1 out of 10. Anyway, 27% approval, 62% disapprove. That makes sense. City Council, 47% approve, 36% disapprove. The police superintendent, NOPD chief, Ann Kirkpatrick, 53% approve, 26% disapprove. Orleans Parish District Attorney Jason Williams, 51% approve, 29% disapprove. Sheriff Susan Hudson, 18% approval rating, 62% disapprove of Sheriff Susan Hudson's job. Orleans Parish Criminal Court judges, 31% approve, 38% disapprove. Orleans Parish Juvenile Court judges, 21% approve, 43% disapprove. Sewage and Water Board, 14% approve, 79% disapprove. New Orleans Civil Service Commission, 28% approve, 23% disapprove. Is the city headed in the right direction or on the wrong track? Right direction, 28%. Wrong track, 65%. What is the most important issue facing New Orleans? Crime and public safety, 27%. Street repair and maintenance infrastructure, 17%. Lack of low-income housing, 15%. Drainage and flooding, 12%. Homelessness, 8%. Climate change, 7%. All of them, 12%. None of them, 2%. Now, crime and public safety, infrastructure, lack of low-income housing, flooding, homelessness, climate change. What about education? How is education not on that? How is education not one of the most important issues facing New Orleans? I mean, that's a no-brainer. You got crime, you got infrastructure, you know? You don't have education and nothing about economy. Lack of low-income housing, drainage and flooding, homelessness, climate change, nothing about the economy. I mean, top four are crime, infrastructure, education, you know, come on. Economy, jobs. Those are your top four. Two of the four aren't even on the list. That's a problem. Job approval on handling crime, Mayor LaToya Cantrell, 26%, 62% disapprove. City Council, 40% approve, 47% disapprove. How do you approve of the mayor handling of infrastructure issues, streets, drainage? 21% approve, 76% disapprove. Who would you vote for in the upcoming mayoral election? Helena Moreno, 47%. Oliver Thomas, 22%. Arthur Hunter, 9%. Don't know, 22%. That's almost exactly the same numbers from that analytics poll a few weeks ago. Helena Moreno had like 53%. So (22). Arthur Hunter had 11 instead of 9. And the don't know at 22 was like 15%. So right now, Helena Moreno is the runaway winner, prohibitive favorite, could win 50% in the primary. Who would you vote for in the upcoming sheriff's election? Susan Hudson, 13%. Edwin Shorty, 9%. Michelle Woodfork, 32%. Don't know, 46%. Now, that's like Marlon Gusman going, I may have to get involved in this. And then yesterday, some sad news that came out. Not like sad, like, you know, murder, crime, death, that kind of thing, but in that direction. I know a lot of folks just discount this kind of crap. I don't. You take it for what it is. It's not gospel, but it's not like wrong. U.S. News and World Report ranked the top 50 states. 1 through 50. They ranked the top 50 states. They had 8 categories: healthcare, education, natural environment, opportunity, economy, crime and corrections, infrastructure, and fiscal strategy. I just mentioned the top 4 things that are important. They got education in there. They got economy in there. They got crime in there, and they got infrastructure. Most important in New Orleans, only 2 of the main 4 were in the poll. Now, this is different. This is U.S. News and World Report, but they're coming up with 8 criteria, and the 4 obvious ones I mentioned are in it. And most important things to New Orleanians, 2 of the main 4 weren't even mentioned. That's crazy. That says a lot about New Orleanians. It's how we think. We're not thinking about education or the economy. It's like mind-blowing. But 3 for 1 at the bar, hunting and fishing season, Saturday night in Tiger Stadium, Mardi Gras. We're all in, baby. We're all in on that. Anyway, U.S. News World Report, best states in 2025. 8 categories. Louisiana's best category was 44th, healthcare. Education, 46. Natural environment, 49th. Opportunity, 46. Economy, 50th. Crime and corrections, 50th. Infrastructure, 48th. Fiscal strategy, stability, 46th. Overall, Louisiana, 50th. Dead last, 50th. Ouch. Utah was number 1. Louisiana, 50th.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
As New Orleans as the mighty Mississippi, Corey Johnson.
The old miss, the old man.
On 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Deep River, my home is over Jordan.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanks so much for joining us on a Thursday afternoon. Now, I was saying last hour, we're getting a little break weather-wise. I mean, we're in mid-June. And if you look at like the 10-day forecast because of these little pop-up showers, every morning we wake up, it's like 76, 77. And then the high temperatures are like 88, 89, 90 for like the next 10 days. So temperatures basically in the mid to high 80s every day in June. I'll take that every day, all day, every year in June. Because it could easily be 97, feels like 107, like a scorcher, like blue sky, totally sunny, gorgeous day looking out the window inside the air-conditioned house or office. But you get outside, and it's like, my God, it is oppressive out there, you know? So, no, I'll take temperatures in the 80s all day long. Yeah, you right. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X at the controls. 766-9480. 766-9480. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X, have you been checking out any NHL Stanley Cup Finals or NBA Finals? Pacers win again. They're up 2-1. No one saw that coming.
Yeah, people have been sleeping on the Pacers for whatever reason.
All to this day, all playoffs. I mean, were they 5th seed or something?
No, but even in this series specifically, like they were almost like 4-1 or 5-1 odds to win. And I get Oklahoma being a favorite, but I do not think they should have been that big of a favorite. So it's been entertaining. In Game 4, Panthers and Oilers tonight. I see the Panthers are leading the series 2-1. This game's in Florida. I am going to watch this game actually at my parents' house, so I'm looking forward to it.
There you go. You like NHL?
Oh, not really, but it's on tonight and there's no basketball.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's you and a lot of people.
Yes,
that are going to watch like this, like the third NHL game they've watched all year long, maybe the second. Whatever.
Yeah, dude, it's June 12th.
That's how it works. That's why I mentioned the U.S. Open golf.
Exactly.
I'm like, you don't have to be a golf fan. Just watch guys that normally are tearing it up struggle. I mean, I just mentioned a 15-foot. Some guy hits it 450 yards in 2 shots. He's on the side of a par 4, 15 feet to the hole. And it takes him 4 shots to get to the hole. A professional golfer, a guy chipping up to the hole, doesn't quite get it there. Ball rolls back off the green, farther away than where he was chipping from.
Yes.
It's just like diabolical conditions. I said earlier in the week that you're going to see some things like someone putting off the green, a pro putting off the green. Saw a lot of pros chipping off the green, like having just a basic chip up that any pro tournament, they're leaving the ball on the green. And here it's going off the green. I'm talking like even like the Masters, they're leaving it on the green. British Open, they're leaving it on the green. PGA Championship, any tournament, they're leaving it on the green. Players Championship. Here they're chipping and it's rolling off the back of the green. Like can't keep the ball on the green and they're chipping from the side of the green. So basically, like I said, putting off the green. And I was wrong about a lost ball. I said this will be a tournament where we finally see a lost ball in a pro tournament. And why is that so shocking? Because first off, the rough isn't so high at most pro tournaments. Second, there's fans everywhere. Third, there are TV cameras everywhere. They're volunteers, they're patrons. They find balls. Rarely is there a lost ball at a regular conventional PGA Tour stop, the weekly tour stops. And rarely at the majors is there a lost ball. But I just saw the rough conditions, 5 inches. I saw folks dropping balls in the rough on Golf Channel and stuff to give you an idea, and you barely could see the top of the ball. I've played enough golf, a ball coming in at the right angle in that kind of rough can like basically plug almost disappear where grass is on top of it and you can't physically see it. And it's not like you can just run your shoe or your hand through there and move the ball. You have to find it. They literally have volunteers or employees working at Oakmont holding little flags that are like a little metal stick with a little square flag, a little white flag. And they are standing by errant tee shots that don't hit the fairway and go in the rough. And they're running over as quickly as possible from like 10, 12 feet away, seeing it coming in and where it lands in the rough, and sticking a flag in the rough, a little white flag, so the pro player and the caddy can find their ball. Because there would be lost balls at Oakmont without these patrons throwing this little flag down. I've never seen that in my life at a golf tournament. But they've got these volunteers or employees or patrons or whatever standing in driving area on the left side and the right side of each fairway in the rough, off to the side, putting a little flag, a little marker down for errant tee shots because the rough is so crazy and diabolical.
Man.
No, it's cool watching the pros struggle. This is a pitching duel. Every week's a home run derby. Yeah. It's 14-13 every week.
Good
They're
analogy.
18 under, 22 under, 25 under. They're destroying it. And so-and-so made 5 birdies in a row. That kind of. No one's making 5 birdies in a row this whole time. I don't know if any golfer. There's like someone I made a wager, and the odds are great on it. Like Will there be a single golfer not bogeying a hole all weekend? No. They're going to bogey a hole. Every golfer on this tournament will bogey a hole. I think you could almost go to double bogey. I think you're going to have the clear majority of the players that make the cut, they will have had a double bogey on their scorecard in this tournament. Let's see where we are right now in this. I keep using the word diabolical because it's so applicable. But earlier today, I think there were like 20 people that were under par at one time still on the course. And then all of a sudden it was like 18. The last time I checked, it was like down to 15. It's down to 14 now. 14 are under par. That's about 10% of the field. Little less than 10%. It's 156 in the field. So you have 14 players under par. Latinx, that's 9 point something percent, right under 10%. And of the 14, a half dozen are still on the course. Like on hole 13 and 15 and 14 and 12, chances are better you're losing a stroke the rest of the way, not gaining any. So I would easily wager, if I could wager right now a bet, that there are 14 players under par when everyone's in the clubhouse. Will that number go up or down? I think it'll go down. There'll be like 10 or 12 under par after the first round of 156 playing. And the cut's going to be somewhere obnoxious, like 5 or 6 over par, something crazy. Where in these regular PGA Tour stops, it's like 7 unders the cut, something crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Anyway. Hey, Father's Day is Sunday. The Woodhouse Day Spa. That's what he'd like. Ladies, you can go to the Woodhouse and get him a day of relaxation. I mean, what he really wants is a deep tissue massage. Get him a gift card for like a 90-minute deep tissue massage. And then while you're there, ladies, pick up some goodies for yourself. Maybe you plan a spa date for you and a friend. Pick up some candles in that lobby foyer area, bath salts, moisturizers, all kind of goodies. 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Father's Day is this Sunday. WoodhouseSpas.com, the website, WoodhouseSpas.com. 2 South Shore locations, 2 North Shore locations. Also, Baton Rouge, right by the Mall of Louisiana. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. You still have 2, it's week 4. Still have 2 inmates on Lamb at large. And Ann Kirkpatrick has said, look, we'll get you a defense, lawyers right away. I mean, I don't know if that's going to bring them in. It's like they're entitled to a lawyer automatically. I don't know if she meant like not just, the average lawyer that the state provides, but, a lawyer that's the private person would buy, someone that's going to pay for the lawyer. I don't know what she meant, but trying to bring them in. So while this is going down, like a week, 10 days into it, the hitting the fan pretty hard, the mayor beelines to Ottawa, to Canada, for some mayor's conference. I mean, I can tell you this. There are 52 weeks in the year. Every week, I bet you there's a mayor's conference, literally, somewhere in America or even like an international destination. Hey, this year, the Des Moines, Chamber of Commerce Mayor's Conference, we're going to the Bahamas. So I guarantee, there are thousands of mayors. Think how many towns and cities there are in America. Tens of thousands of mayors. There's a mayor's conference every weekend somewhere. So the mayor goes to Ottawa, Canada for some mayor's conference. I think that was about something about cities that are on a river delta, that kind of thing, near a river delta. Mayor's meeting for that. Then comes back to New Orleans for a few days and then beelines to Nice, France, across the Atlantic, to France, to Nice, to another conference. And then when she comes back from Nice, she's going to beeline across the Gulf to Tampa and go to a mayor's conference in Tampa, Florida. Just cannot sit still. knows the 15 minutes are up in January, and it's just like, it's so petty. It's so sad. Like, let me get every free meal I can get at the city. Let me slam some alcoholic drinks before that gets taken off the itinerary by the city council. And let me go on every junket possible. Every junket possible, a taxpayer finance vacation. This mayor's been on dozens of them. It's like a, in the olden days, you'd have that like chest that you'd travel with, and it'd have the stickers of all the countries you've been to. LaToya Cantrell's travel chest has a lot of stickers on it. Lots of countries, lots of cities. She's an international traveler. I mean, it's kind of mind-blowing, amazing. She's been to pretty much every continent. Pretty crazy. All on the city's dime. And not one single job created, not one single dollar coming to the city. Nothing. Just junket by definition. Hence the nickname, Junket Cantrell. Father's Day is Sunday. Happy Father's Day, you fathers. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Kind of that pre-weekend night. A lot of you head out on Thursday. Not me. I have work tomorrow morning. Weekend will be here soon enough.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint ain't paint. To get the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home, and right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Women are often throwing clothing items at me, saying you're the possessor of the cool factor. I have to fight off the ladies.
90 minutes of fun every weekday afternoon on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 p.m. to 5:30.
What was that story I was trying to look up? Baton Rouge massage parlors raided?
Yes.
Wasn't that it, Mario Brothers?
Yes. I think you said it was in St. George.
Wow. Yeah, well, some were.
That's funny that those places still exist, honestly.
What do you mean? You're there all the time, bro. 10 women were detained in an ICE raid of Baton Rouge massage parlors on Wednesday.
Oh, it's an ICE raid. Okay.
Yep. It was 10 Chinese women, they're saying.
Okay.
The following businesses were raided: Y&L Body Relaxation, Spring Body Conditioning, Magnolia Spa. Those are in St. George, which is like the city within Baton Rouge.
Yes, the created city.
The created city. Baton Rouge, it was Wonderful Land Spa, All Natural Spa, YY Rainbow Spa, Oriental Relax Spa, and the Orange Spa.
The last one doesn't sound as suspicious.
And in Zachary, it was Vivian's Therapy Spa. AG Merle says, I'm proud of the multi-agency task force work today. We recovered people and information showing wider patterns of illegal behavior, money laundering, and trafficking. The problem has increased exponentially since Joe Biden opened the border. The exploitation of women through trafficking and prostitution is harmful to women in society, and it's illegal. I'll keep fighting to stop it. That's fine, but the open border, Chinese women at a massage parlor and Oriental spa has nothing to do with the open border.
No.
Zero to do with the open border.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised it had anything to do with ICE. I thought it just
cheese and Pete's
got raided.
Exactly. You think a house of prostitution got raided and nothing to do with ICE. No, has to throw in the political BS. Has nothing to do with the border at all. Nothing. None of these Chinese women working at the massage parlor came through Mexico. Flew in on a plane here from China long time ago, got lured in, paid money to come here with some promise of a job at, some law firm or at a restaurant or whatever. And then once they got here, forced into that lifestyle. So, they flew here on a plane. Didn't come across the border. The Joe Biden had nothing to do with Oriental massage type things. I mean, the one on Chef Highway with Tokyo Massage Parlor on Chef Highway. That thing's been raided like so many times. And that's been around for decades and decades, way before Joe Biden ever existed. And Joe Biden's been a public figure for 45, 50 years. 50. No, it has nothing to do with the border. Anyway, no, the thing that's really depressing is why. I used to go there.
Oh, really?
No, I've never been to a massage parlor, except like a legitimate one, like the Woodhouse, where you actually get a massage.
Go there, yes.
Yes, go there. Like professional, trained massage therapists that actually know what they're doing.
Yes.
No
raids there anytime soon.
No, there's no illegals, and it's not a house of prostitution or any of that. There's a major difference. The only similarity is, I think, the word spa.
Yes.
Which, there's a lot of legitimate spas. And they have the name spa in them, but they ain't the Woodhouse Day Spa. That's the city's premier day spa experience with 5 locations. Father's Day is Sunday. Mom, ladies, take care of him. I said last hour, my only regret, I got a 50-minute deep tissue massage. I should have gotten an 80-minute deep tissue massage. I went to the Mid-City location, convenient for me. Canal Street at Carrollton in Mid-City. Maybe Metairie near North Kenner works for you. Maybe it's Mandeville or Slidell or Baton Rouge. WoodhouseSpas.com. Sunday, Father's Day. Get him a deep tissue massage, ladies. He'll like that. Hey, every day this program on radio, on television, on YouTube. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube every afternoon. Brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck's Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway in Elmwood. If you're a business owner and you need a commercial van or truck or SUV, Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway has got you covered. Crescent City Ford, New Orleans truck dealership for over 80 years. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford. Mayor LaToya Cantrell, Ottawa was nice. Nice, France was really nice. Now it's head home for a few days and then off to Tampa, Florida, because there's a very important mayor's convention and New Orleans has to be represented. Anyway, I'm not kidding you. Still 2 prisoners at large. Still all kind of stuff going on in New Orleans. The mayor goes to Ottawa, then goes to Nice, France, and now it's Tampa, Florida. It just does not stop. I'd love to know who's on our staff that seeks out these things, like get online, Google Mayor's Conference. Let's do that real quick. Upcoming mayor's conferences in the United States. I don't know why I did that. Upcoming mayor's conferences worldwide. Why limit it to the United States?
She won't.
Several significant international conferences and summits for mayors and city leaders are scheduled for the coming year, focusing on various aspects of urban development and global challenges. Here are some of the notable events. You got one in Vienna, Austria coming up. You got one in Portugal. You got one in Orlando, Florida. I mean, it's like every week. Every week there's one. So no, I'm sure the mayor's staff's on top of that. They probably have a big flow chart. We can't go to that one because then you wouldn't be able to do your international travel to here. All right, let's skip the Orlando one and book the Nice, France one, for crying out loud. Wow. I'm telling you, a cinder block could run the city better than the mayor, but it's almost a good thing the mayor is out of town because, like I said, she can't do damage. Here's someone that could definitely run the city better than the mayor. What would be your platform, sir? The big 4 that I mentioned earlier. What's that, Blue Boy? Education, economy, infrastructure, crime. Wow. And you would also try to clean up the city. You'd use your 2 front paws. You'd be digging all the time, retention ponds, water features to help flood mitigation. You'd be planting trees. Blue Boy, that's a hell of a mayoral agenda. I like
You're
it.
on the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.